My name is Kay. Welcome to ArtBookNook, where I love to share my collection of art and craft books. In this video, I'm going to share with you Drawing Mandalas, How to Create Beautiful Intricate Patterns by Hannah Geddes. Mandalas have appeared in spiritual works and decorative artworks for thousands of years. They may seem complicated and difficult to draw, but this step-by-step, fully illustrated guide will show even total beginners how to master them. Mandalas lend themselves to many different paint media. They're a brilliant foundation for exploring colour harmony and practising brush control. In watercolour especially, they reward transparent layering, on-page colour mixing and beautiful embellishments like gold or silver leaf. The book's real strength is its structure. Hannah Geddes shows you how to build symmetry and patterns step by step. If you enjoy inking first and glazing colour second, you'll love this. What this book isn't is a painting techniques manual, so use the planning, symmetry and pattern library in this book as your guide, but bring your own painting know-how. Hannah welcomes you to the wonderful world of mandalas and reassures you that learning to draw them is easy, no previous experience needed. They can be as simple or as detailed as you like, making them suitable for all ages and abilities. If you can draw a straight line, a circle, a square and a triangle, you can draw a mandala. Drawing mandalas isn't just about pretty pictures, it's about the process, slowing down and calming the mind. And wouldn't it be lovely to spend an afternoon creating one with a friend or family member, such as a grandchild? So what is a mandala? At its heart, it's a design built from geometric and abstract forms arranged around a centre. Rooted in Buddhist, Tibetan and Hindu traditions, mandalas are rich with symbolism, often representing the universe, unity and wholeness, and versions of them appear across cultures worldwide. In recent years, drawing and colouring mandalas has become a popular calming practice, with many people using it to ease stress and anxiety. Hannah even recalls artists on a Welsh beach creating a giant mandala with nothing more than a rope and a stick, proof you don't need fancy tools to begin with. In the description below, I've linked to a couple of other videos on YouTube where you can actually watch people practicing what's called land art, where they're creating mandalas on a beach and using stones as well. Inspiration for mandalas is everywhere, and now you're aware of them, I bet you'll start noticing them all the time. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychoanalyst, used mandalas in his practice, and you've probably heard of the golden ratio, often associated with patterns in nature, from the nautilus shell to sunflower heads. It even appears in architecture and design, like the celebrated spiral stained glass window in a Dallas church in Texas. Rangoli is a vibrant Indian folk art created on floors with brightly coloured powders or sand. Mendi is a temporary form of body art traditionally applied to a bride's hands and feet in intricate patterns using henna. Mandala-like geometry appears across many cultures, from the repeating motifs of Islamic art to radiant cathedral rose windows in Christian architecture. Hannah describes drawing mandalas as magical and fun, and offers you a dozen reasons why, and includes a helpful page explaining all the terminology that you might come across. You don't need many tools to draw mandalas, so it's quick and easy to begin. Hannah covers suitable surfaces, essential drawing tools, time-saving stencils, and a few simple colouring options if you'd prefer not to paint your mandalas. Hannah outlines 10 simple steps for creating your first mandala. You begin in step 1 by finding the centre of the page you're working on, and using either a stencil or a compass and pencil, draw a series of light concentric circles from the centre point. These guide rings will become the framework for your design. Using a protractor to measure degrees, Hannah shows you how to divide your circle into equal segments. She illustrates and lists the angles you'll need for different layouts. Then it's simply a matter of marking the outer circle at those intervals and joining each mark to the centre point. For a first mandala, Keep it simple with just 6 or 8 segments. That's 60 degrees or 45 degrees between the lines, and use a light hand when drawing with pencil so the lines can be erased easily later. Hannah recommends labelling your guide rings so you can keep track of each pattern band. She also reminds us that almost anything is possible. You can offset the segment lines. See the example bottom right. This breaks the symmetry and adds movement. This tiny shift makes the mandala feel more dynamic and interesting. Hannah suggests 2 more ways to build a mandala, using stencils or drawing freehand, and she lays out the pros and cons of each. Stencils are quick to set up, reliably accurate, and good for drawing clean circles and consistent segment lines. They are a helpful tool for beginners or anyone short on time. The trade-off is that you are limited to the stencil sizes you have. Drawing freehand is more organic and personal and lets you adapt shapes on the fly. The downside is a steeper learning curve. The symmetry can drift and it's slower at first and requires more patience. In Chapter 3, Hannah shows you how to bring your mandala structure to life. She shares shape ideas for centre motifs and border patterns and explains how to grow your mandala. You'll learn to vary line weights for contrast and how to combine patterns across the rings. Over these 2 pages, Hannah provides a handy library of helpful geometric and organic shape ideas. And her top tip is to look for inspiration while you're out and about. You'll find this in nature, architecture, books, magazines, which are full of repeatable patterns once you start noticing them. Here Hannah offers a range of ideas for the very centre of your mandala, helpfully grouped into beginner, intermediate and advanced sections. On the left-hand page, Hannah demonstrates a series of border patterns, each broken down into clear steps so you can follow. The finished examples sit in the left-hand column with the step-by-step construction shown to the right. She also recommends creating your own practice sheets in order to build muscle memory, and she includes one of her own as a helpful example. In Playing with Lines, Hannah explores line work, hatching, cross-hatching and stippling, and the impact of line weight. Fine lines feel light and delicate, heavier lines anchor borders, add contrast and pull motifs forward. Mixing textures with deliberate weight shifts helps separate rings, suggesting light and shadow, and help to keep the eye moving around the design. Growing your mandala makes an excellent first project, especially for beginners. Start by choosing a motif for the centre. Next, select a pattern for the first inner band, then continue ring by ring, building outwards. Hannah provides 2 example builds you can follow, or you can mix and match your own centres and borders from the examples in the previous pages. Hannah's top tip is, when drawing inside each segment, rotate the page, not your hand. Turning the paper keeps your stroke angle consistent and helps you to draw cleaner, more precise lines, and also get into a meditative flow. Combining patterns is all about layering, and Hannah offers 10 examples to get you started, but the permutations are endless. In Chapter 4, Design and Planning, Hannah shows you 5 different mandala designs and explains how to draw them. We begin with the compass rose mandala, which takes just 4 easy steps, but look how different the 3 finished examples are on the right-hand page. They're all produced from this one simple base structure. And here we have 3 beautiful examples of half-moon mandalas. And these are called sinkhole mandalas. They're quite unusual. I haven't come across anything like them before, and they've really played tricks on my eye. I have to admit, they're making me feel quite giddy. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. These are pretty. They're called 9 circle mandalas. They remind me of flowers. And here we have some 3D mandalas. Again, I don't know if it's because I wear varifocals, but I'm finding these a bit disorientating. Chapter 5 is a very extensive pattern library, so I'll put this to some music and then I'll join you again in Chapter 6. And here we are, Chapter 6, Balance and Harmony, where Hannah touches on the basics of the colour wheel and offers you 5 harmonious colour schemes to try. If you'd like to go a bit deeper into colour, I've linked to several of my colour theory art book reviews in the description below under bonus links. Hannah shares several simple ways to choose a colour palette, and on the right hand page she shows a single mandala rendered in 4 different colourways so you can compare the effect. It's a great reminder of how dramatically a palette can change the mood, contrast and focus of the same design. Hannah took her inspiration from the photograph of, they look like, what they're called, not roses, ranunculus sort of flowers, from a magazine. And here are a few more suggestions. Again, Hannah has taken some colour inspiration from her photographs of flowers, a t-shirt, looks like a blouse or a t-shirt, and the face of an owl. So you can find inspiration for a colour palette just about anywhere. So what do you do with your mandalas once you've painted them? In Chapter 7, Hannah shares several project ideas and an artist gallery for more inspiration. Plus there are some very handy templates at the back of the book. I'll leave you to enjoy these pages in peace, without any further waffle from me, and I'll meet you at the end with details of a few extra resources and a quick summary. Well, this concludes my review of Drawing Mandalas by Hannah Geddes. I hope you've enjoyed it. In the description below, I've linked to where you can buy Hannah's lovely book. I've looked at several books on drawing mandalas, and this is the best one I've come across so far. You'll also find links to Hannah's YouTube channel, her Instagram account and website, where you'll find details of her in-person classes. And remember those land art videos I mentioned right at the beginning of my book review. Plus I've also linked to a very good YouTube video, Easy Watercolour Mandala with Kuretake Paints, by Diane Anton Studio. I hope you found this review helpful. If you did, please give the video a like. It really helps YouTube share it with others who enjoy art books too. I post a new art book review every week, so if you'd like to see more, do consider subscribing. I truly appreciate it. If you found the review helpful, please feel free to leave a comment below. I reply to everyone. And if there's an art book you'd like me to feature, just let me know. I'll do my best to review it for you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, happy painting.